Yo, what's up, you guys? Been a bit. I'm excited for this review, though. We'll get to why once we start it. But I almost got some other figures. Some were the Collector's Wave, which is Alan Scott and Spectre. I almost got those. It's Spectre. Oh no, it's not Spectre. That's a different character. Or maybe it is Spectre. I'm not sure, but it's a new Batman villain. I forget what the name is, but it's not Spectre. Spectre is a entirely different character. That's a hero of the JSA, and they also had some other characters like Signal and Jay Garrick Flash, but they were just too pricey at that place. But I got this one at Target, and it was just fine. So today we're reviewing the DC McFarlane Multiverse Blue Beetle from the Blue Beetle movie. Now, I do plan to go see this movie. I'm very excited about it, and I'll get to why in a second, but can't wait. So there you go. On the side you got Blue Beetle from Blue Beetle, and then on the side you got a window, and apparently you've got a scanner for the DC Universe Infinite game, I'm assuming. So then on the back you've got a art rendition of the movie version of Blue Beetle, and some cool like little design things on the back here. But here is, oh wow, okay. There's one of my first issues that we'll discuss once we get to the accessories. There he is. Starting with the sword. It may just be my problem because part of it is that my hands, at least the left one, but both of them are pretty loose. And for whatever reason, it just does not hold the sword well. A little while ago, I was holding the sword just fine. I don't know what the deal is, but it just but yeah, I mean, because it literally just does that. It can hold on to the sword just fine once you get it, in his grip well enough, but my hands are just super loose. I don't know why, and I mean, the sword is kind of heavy, like it has some weight to it, but let's look at the sword. It's got all this really cool little blue detail and tech type thing, and we've got the handle there. It may be because of how the handle's shaped, and that's probably because it's how it looks, but in the movie. But yeah, and then he's got these two little, like, these could be like boomerangs, these could be like little blades that he uses. These, since they're much lighter, don't move as much. Well, if I get them in the hand, or don't like cause as much of a hassle as the other one, or maybe it does for some reason. What the crap? Okay, guess that part's a little bit thin, but it was working just fine earlier. I swear, I don't know what the deal is, but it was fine earlier. Just gotta get at that angle. But yeah, see, it works fine. Now, I do realize that there is another version of this exact same figure, but he comes with extra hands, and he comes with the wings. I decided to get the battle mode because even though I really love the wings, I want the weapons more. So, but yeah, he has two of them. Or this one. Yeah, this one has a little bit more of a thicker handle. If I can get it in there. Yeah, this one is a lot less. It moved around a lot less. So there you go. Apparently that one's a bit better. Okay, that's interesting. But my favorite accessory is this. This is a big old Blue Beetle blaster. So what you do, because I'm probably going to take this arm off because this hand is way more loose than the other, is you can just do this, and there's a peg under there, and what you can do is you can just if you set it right, there is like a shape to it. Come on. There you go. You'll hear a snap once it does that. And then you have that, which I think is the best accessory out of this. Now, granted, part of it could just be I'm the only one that has really loose hands, so this one is going to be better, but I personally think this is the best. Unfortunately, you can't really rotate it too much without popping it off, but it does the job, I would say. If you want to get him and have him blasting at different enemies. So, and then of course we do have to get the boring accessories out of the way. You got the typical stand. I know this one doesn't come with the wings, but I still think this one probably should have come with a flight stand. And then you got a card, and on the back it says real name Jaime Reyes. The first in his family to graduate college, Jaime Reyes harbors dreams of law school, but instead is conflicted in the face of threats to his home and misfortunes befalling his family. When he becomes symbiotically connected to an ancient alien biotechnology, Jaime is bestowed with almighty but unpredictable powers, leading him to fulfill his destiny and become a new generation of the superhero Blue Beetle. So yeah, to give a bit of backstory of why I'm so excited for this. I grew up with Blue Beetle. He was in the Young Justice cartoon, heavily featured in season 2. So he was my first introduction to even the name Blue Beetle. I didn't even know that was like a legacy thing until way later. But I'm really excited for this film because I grew up knowing Blue Beetle, and I'm really happy to have him in figure form and that it can do all this cool stuff with. I do hope to get Carapax, or whatever his name is, for the villain. I do hope that the movie also gets a sequel, and we can get Black Beetle and Green Beetle as well. At least those are the characters I knew in Young Justice. And of course I do plan to get the Ted Kord Blue Beetle, but I have not seen him yet, so until then, this is the only Blue Beetle I have. So, but let's get into his articulation. But first, let me try to see if I can. There we go. A little bit more stable now. Doesn't give the best of angles though. There we go. That's a bit better. It's a little bit lenient. Hold on. This is on a really weird stand, but I just wanted to get it better. So let's I did get the second volume of Batgirls. Can't wait to read this. Second favorite DC character is Barbara Gordon, so can't wait to read that. But articulation, his head can move up and down, can look side to side. He's got really awesome tilt. His arms can move up. These are rubbery. This one seems to do better than this one for some reason, but by the point. Got You got the usual like little rocker joint in there, which almost seems to be kind of popping out, and I'm kind of worried about that. It's not a like hard fix or anything, but he's got bicep swivel, and he's got double jointed elbows. And then, of course, you have the usual wrist swivel and like the hinge. You can kick out that far. You can kick back that far. You can kick up that far. He's got double jointed knees. And a typical ankle hinge where it goes down, it goes up. You can swivel it. He's got a bit of rocker. And he's got toe articulation. So I don't really know what figures to compare him to. Because I would do a comparison right now. But I mean, I guess I could compare him to like Nightwing if I really wanted to, but I think I'm just gonna like skip over the comparisons for now. But when I get the Ted Kord Blue Beetle, I will definitely compare him with Jaime Reyes. And I will say, like, if you're looking for like comic, and you're wondering, oh, will they ever make a comic Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle? This is pretty much it. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like. And Young Justice too. This is pretty much it. The only thing that's probably a major difference is like the eyes, because they're more yellow. But the comics and like the shows and even like Injustice 2, they're a bit more red and yellow. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty much it. And of course, you got like some like the shininess and stuff. But this is pretty much like, this works as like a comic book Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. So I will say, I know some of you will get both and then you just do a combination, and that's perfectly fine. But for those of you out there that are those people where you don't want to get more than one version of the figure, or you don't want to get, you know, two of the exact same, or whatever the case is, it depends on your preference. If you want him to have a really cool look while flying, you know, if like you really enjoy his like flying aspect, go for it. Not that I don't, of course, but if you're more of like, well, I want the weapons and stuff like that, go with this one. I went with this one. And, you know, does it suck that I don't have the wings? Yeah, sure, but there are plenty of other ways that I can have fun with this figure, you know, and pose him around. I wish he would come with some effects though, for the blaster. Like, I wish there was like some like beam or something that you could like plug in, or like put over, as if, or maybe even like a smoke effect, like he just, you know, fired it off. But, and I wish maybe there was a little bit more color to it instead of it all just being blue, because I feel like they're, because at least the ones I remember, they're usually is like blue and black, even on like the weapons and stuff like that. So, and I do want to give a shout out to I forget his name, but he's the same guy that made the custom Peacemaker and Bloodsport weapons. He also has made a custom, specifically, I think, for this version of the character, where he comes with the thorns that come out of his scarab. I guess I didn't like really show off the figure. That's what I'm missing here. But and he's made a modified version of that. I'm not sure, but I'm okay with him not having the thorns, because there's plenty of times where he doesn't. But I know it's very iconic. But I'm fine with this. So, also I will say, watch for these pieces right here. One of my, I think they're all detached, or maybe not the upper ones, but the lower ones are detached. So just be careful and make sure you don't like snap them off or accidentally cut them while you're trying to cut this guy's, you know, ties off when he's in the packaging. So yeah, this is definitely a longer review. I don't know how this became so long. Maybe it's because I'm just ranting, but so Hope you enjoyed the review nonetheless. I hope to get more. My birthday is coming up, so there's very much a possibility that you will see more reviews. So yeah, but obviously it won't be until then. It'll just be a little, it'll probably just be a little bit again. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what I find. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.